Force comes with a shatter shield tech that Motorola has had for a while. They put it on the Moto X Force, which we checked out and dropped from the sky as well. Then it came out in the Moto Z Force, which unfortunately never made it to India. And finally, the company's launched the Z2 Force in India. Now, the price is 34,999, and it does come bundled up with the Moto Turbo Power Battery mod. So let's quickly unbox it and take a look at what all is inside the box. The box itself has the new color style that Motorola has been using for their newer generation devices. So the first thing inside the box once we slide it out is the Moto Z2 Force. You do get a Hello Moto card, that's nice. And if I go further in, you do get a few documentation booklets and the SIM ejector tool. Also inside the box is the Moto Turbo Power charger with the USB cable. Now the device does use up a USB Type-C, so you can quickly charge it. It does support Quick Charge 3. Also inside the box are Moto earphones. Now these are really high quality earphones. They've got a flat cable and in-ear style design. I'm interested in checking these out because I've heard really good things about them. They have a metal case as well, and you do get additional ear tips for different sizes. You also get a USB Type-C to 3.5mm jack dongle. This is something that Motorola included in the first generation Z as well, and of course it's in the Z2 as well. And they've included this because the phone in itself is only 6.1mm in terms of thickness. So let's quickly remove it from the packaging and remove the plastic. So you can see over at the front you get a front-facing camera, which is a 5-megapixel f2.2 camera. You also have dual tone, dual LED front-facing flash, which more or less is unique to the Moto Z series. Below that you also have the display. This is a 5.5-inch 2560 by 1440 Quad HD display with a pixel per inch density of 534. It does have shatterproof protection. That means that even if you drop a hammer on it, it's a good chance that the phone will survive. Now below this you have the fingerprint sensor, which also doubles up as a one-key navigation button. Otherwise the navigation keys are on screen. If you enable the one-key navigation, they hide from the screen. You also have the main microphone over there. Now over at the bottom of the device you will see the USB Type-C port along with all the markings so that they can keep the back side of the phone clean. All the markings are on the bottom. On the right is the power button, which is textured and easy to grip, and you also have the volume buttons. On the top is the SIM tray, and you also have the secondary noise cancellation microphone. The left side remains clean, and on the back are your dual cameras with a dual LED flash. If you talk about the cameras, you get dual 12-megapixel cameras with an f2 sensor and a 1.25 micron pixel size. You also get phase detect and laser autofocus, and like I mentioned, dual LED flash. You do get 4K video recording at 30 frames per second and full HD 1080p video recording at up to 120 frames per second. Now you can see that versus the first generation of the Moto Z2 does have a metal back panel. So the phone, while it had shatter shield on the front in the first generation, had a glass back, which made the glass back sort of break easily. So the company this time around put in a metal back plate, which gives it this really nice and premium look. At the bottom is where all the magic is, the 16-pin mod connector. So a lot of people who bought the Z series phones, the Z Play and the Z2 Play, already have mods for these devices, and all the mods will work with the Moto Z2 Force as well, and then all the future mods will also work with this device. So they have launched an Instaprint printer in the US. They've also launched the gamepad mod and also a 360-degree camera mod, all of which will work natively with any 16-pin connector that is available on any Moto Z series phone. Now what's on the inside? You get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 chipset, which is an octa-core chipset, pretty standard from last year, and you also get the Adreno 540 GPU. So the camera app feature, so it's a very stock looking camera app, but you do get several control features. For example, you do have a depth camera thanks to the dual sensors at the back. Now much like the Moto G5S Plus, you do get control over your depth settings and you do get a depth editor, but it works much faster on the Moto Z2 Force, and that's probably thanks to the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 chipset along with the 6GB of RAM that is available on this device. So in the depth editor, you do have your selective focus and your selective black and white, and you also have a background replacement feature that you can utilize with this device. It's pretty cool and nifty, and you can have a lot of fun with this because it works really well on the Moto Z2 Force. I think this will be used quite a lot more. Apart from that, the camera app also gets your full-fledged Pro mode, which allows you full control over your images, and then because one of the sensors at the back is a monochrome sensor, you get a true black and white shot as well, which works better than any filter or any post-production you can do to your image. That is something that Motorola is really pushing, and they will push with the Moto Z2 Force. People who use the Moto X Force were really happy with the kind of display that it had. So guys, what do you think of the Moto Z2 Force and the price that it's been launched at? It's a premium flagship phone with top-of-the-line specs. So because anything more than the 835 hasn't been launched, this still is before the launch of that. So it is a flagship phone for now, and it is the company's flagship phone. So what do you guys think of the price and the kind of specifications it offers and that shatter shield technology on the display along with mod mods at the back. Do you think that this is a value for money phone? And if you guys are following us, you might want to go check out Twitter and Instagram from iGaming.